Hey guys, Casey back this week for a special set of reviews. Today we have 4 of La Rive's men collection that we will review all together. We have Extreme Story, Password, Scottish Man, and my favorite, Cash. Some background on La Rive perfumes. La Rive is a cloner of popular designer perfumes. So Extreme Story is a Dior Sauvage clone. We have Cash, that is a Paco Rabanne 1 million clone. Scottish Man is, from what I can tell, the Jean-Paul Gaultier L'Homme, slightly cloned of that. And then we have the Password, that is a Armani Code clone as well. So for under $20, you're gonna get a more synthetic smell, and it's gonna be a little more watered down, but you're gonna be getting designer formulas essentially at a much lower price. So let's get started with Extreme Story, and we're gonna go and try it out. Let's start off with the Extreme Story, which is our Dior Sauvage clone. As you can see with the bottle design, the blue hue, silver trim, the entire design of the bottle is based off basically that Dior Sauvage clone look. And it's really similar, so let's see if the actual smell is the same as well. The opener is definitely less aggressive than the usual Dior Sauvage aggressive kind of punch that it usually has when you first put it on. Definitely more on the fresh citrus side than the other spicy, less spice in it, you know, there's definitely less spice, less amber, it's a more docile Dior Sauvage. I'd say about 75% of the strength of the original bottle juice, and it definitely has less of the sillage, projection, and longevity because it's already not as strong, and I just only sprayed one time. So imagine even if I sprayed 3 to 4 times on my entire body, neckline, you know, and veins over here, it's still not going to be lasting you that 8 to 12 hours that Dior Sauvage usually lasts. This will probably give you about 4 to 6 hours, maybe 2 hours of really strong scent, and after 3 to 4 hours it'll start drying down and dissipating a lot more. In about 6 hours you're probably gonna get that skin scent for sure. So this, I'm still getting all the regular hues, you know, the fresh spicy, the citrus tones, you know, the amber, the excuse me, all of those tones I'm getting from the same Dior Sauvage formula, except, as I previously mentioned, it's a lot more docile, it's a lot more muted, a lot more neutral. So it's great if you're looking to be wearing it at work, or if you're looking for that same scent, that same, you know, formula, but in a less aggressive manner. Now we're gonna go on with the next fragrance, which is Cash. We're gonna check out Cash, which is the Paco Rabanne 1 million clone. I like the fact that they played on the same kind of idea of money, with Cash being their play on the idea of money, and Paco Rabanne being that 1 million. It's an interesting play they've done. And we see the bottle itself. It has a golden cap, which is kind of resembles a gear, sort of. It's kind of an interesting design. Other than that, the bottle is pretty generic and nothing fancy for under $20, you know, cheapy fragrance. But let's see if the fragrance is as close to the Paco Rabanne. And I'm gonna be spraying it around my forearm because I did spray it on my wrist for the Extreme Story. The beginning definitely has still those warm, spicy, sweet cinnamon smells. I still have some hints of leather and amber that I'm smelling as well, but the opener is definitely much more synthetic than Paco Rabanne's 1 million, and it's definitely more muted. As I mentioned with the Extreme Story, it seems La Rive tends to mute down the original aggressiveness of the fragrances, because Extreme Story was the same story, you know. It definitely had less of an aggressive approach in the opening, and this is the same thing. Cash is giving me a much more muted, docile opening when I spread it on, and I'm not getting that same punch that Paco Rabanne usually gives off. Definitely still has the same formula. I'm smelling about 60% of the actual fragrance since I last smelled Paco Rabanne. And from what I'm smelling, I can probably give or take expect 4 to 6 hours again as well for this fragrance. In terms of intensity, 2 to 3 hours maybe of strength for projection, sillage, and longevity. But in terms of dry down, 3 to 4 hours later, it's gonna, you know, go down and until it gets to the skin scent. We're gonna try out Scottish Man, which is the Jean Paul Gaultier L'Homme Clone. And as you can see, the bottle itself does not actually have any resemblance to the original Jean Paul Gaultier L'Homme. So hopefully the fragrance may match some of the same characteristics. Another great spray also. The one thing about this La Rive collection is that they all consistently have a nice big spray. I smelled some lavender in there, cedar wood. It has some musky amber tones as well. Just like all of the rest of the fragrances so far, it has a also alcoholic and very synthetic opening. It's very light compared to all the rest of the fragrances that I've tried so far. It has a very light opening to it. Unlike the Extreme Story or Cash, it's just very subtle fragrance. I definitely describe this as a uncomplex man, if you would. If you're looking for a unsophisticated kind of fragrance, something very simple that can work any situation, any season, anytime, this is that fragrance. I mean, under $20, you can wear it anywhere, gym, office, date, even if you want this kind of fragrance. Although this is a little, you know, as I said, unsophisticated for a fragrance for a night out or a date, but definitely great for the gym, for the office setting, or if you're looking to just run around, I mean, you need something in your car, this is perfect as well. Longevity, I'd give it probably 3 to 4 hours max performance. Sillage and projection, very light. Don't expect much even after 3 to 4 sprays, which is the standard usually. That's about it, this Scottish Man. Now we're gonna try out Password, which is the Armani Code clone. And as we can see, the bottle does not match the actual Armani Code neither, which is a more longer, slender bottle that it has. Although we're gonna see now if the juice itself does match the Armani Code fragrance that it's trying to mimic. Once again, a very synthetic opening. Definitely has much better sense than the Scottish Man as a opener. Not bad. For a clone, I can definitely smell the original Armani Code that it's trying to persuade us that it's being. And the thing is with these fragrances is that they're all original formula, but with a more neutral tone to them. So this Armani Code replica gives off every single scent that you would expect from Armani Code. However, it does give off a much more neutral tone to it because it is lighter, it is more watered down, and the openings all come off more alcoholic than actually perfumed. In terms of recommendation, I would definitely recommend any of these fragrances for most of the seasons out there. And in terms of price, they're all under $20. In terms of what they're used for, I mean, you can use them for anything. Gym, if you like to wear a gym fragrance, these are perfect. If you like to have a backup fragrance at the office, this is perfect in terms of both price point and reach and availability. In terms of if you're looking for a car fragrance, that's my favorite thing. I always like to keep a fragrance in the car. You never know what you're going through, where you're going. You know, life is moving, you know? So you want something to leave in the car, this is perfect. Under 20 bucks, nothing fancy, you know? It's just something to keep you smelling fresh. That's all that we have for La Rive's men collection. Next week we'll be doing La Rive's women collection. I've put all the direct links below in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more reviews and first impressions, and to follow us on social media such as Facebook and Instagram to follow the Fragrance of the Week sale that is announced every Wednesday. That's all that we have, and thank you for watching.